All right, good afternoon. December 13th, 2017. Wow, Christmas is only 12 days away. Crazy. For those of you listening, happy holidays. 'Tis the season. You're listening to Fantasy Rasta. I'm here to talk to you about my NBA team sheets once again, to go over some of the teams, the games, and the players that I like. Some guys that you should consider putting into your lineups tonight. If you haven't heard any of my recent videos, follow me on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. I pretty much do this on a daily basis, if not daily, multiple times a week. I do have some NFL videos as well, and I'll be doing the same kind of thing for baseball. I work really hard on this, so if you could show me some love, I'd really appreciate it. And check us out at the DFS Cave. Follow me on Twitter or on Instagram at Fantasy Rasta. And I'm going to go over the sheet, and hopefully this will help you guys cash out tonight. So um, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start um, with the games, and I'm going to go game by game. I'm going to break down each team, and I'm going to talk about each player, and I'm going to explain how you read this. So Charlotte at Houston, 4.75. Oh, and by the way, if you've got like a paper or somewhere to take notes, it might be a good idea to listen and just take notes. Charlotte at Houston, 4.75 score. It's my #1 game. Um, this is a game where you should definitely be considering James Harden. Um, uh, Kemba Walker's going to have a decent matchup. Chris Paul's going to have a really strong matchup. But um, typically when you're paying up, you want to pay up for guys that are in these high-scoring games. So as you can see, the teams in green are in my top tier. They're my top 3 out of 9 games. The orange are my second tier, where they have 4 through 6 out of those 9 games. So Charlotte at Houston, we'll start with Charlotte. 4.25 score. You're looking for a guy that contributes with assists. That's what these numbers mean. You want players that contribute in these categories. You've got Dwight Howard, Kemba Walker, Jeremy Lamb. Batum might be back, so that kind of hurts Lamb. But I have Lamb as a value play. He's going to help you with assists. Kemba Walker is going to help you with assists. But I also have Dwight Howard as the top play here for Charlotte. Uh, this could be a good game for Dwight. He'll be in the paint. Matched up with Capella, so he should be there often. The question mark is, do you want to pay 8,800 for Dwight Howard when there's some other really strong centers on the board? But we'll talk about that in a minute. Houston, it's got a 5.25 score. They're in my top tier here as far as the games, in the top 4. You're looking for someone that's going to give you rebounds, that's going to shoot the 3. Well, the whole team shoots a 3-pointer. Harden will give you rebounds occasionally. Chris Paul can do that. Harden's going to be your primary shooter. He's going to be shooting the 3. And then rebounds and the 3-point shooter, I like Ryan Anderson as a strong value play. He's been disappointing a lot of fantasy owners or people that roster him, but he still should be getting his minutes. This feels like a good game for him to hit value at 3,600. I could definitely see him hitting 20 points. So if you need a value play, Ryan Anderson's here. He also has enough upside to give you 30, so consider him as a value play. Milwaukee at New Orleans. Milwaukee's my top team. You're looking for rebounds and assists, so you're going to get that from Giannis. I also have an asterisk here. So what does the asterisk mean? Okay, the asterisk means that these guys are coming off of multiple days of rest. They haven't played in a couple days. Their legs are fresh. So you kind of, when you're paying up for players, I typically lean towards players that are coming off of rest. So LeBron goes for 90 points the other day. He was rested. Cousins went for 85. He was rested. So you want to kind of get these guys with fresh legs in an opportune spot. So I like Giannis from Milwaukee. Bledsoe is another guy. You see he's bold and he's got an asterisk. So if they're bold, if they're green highlighted, if they have an asterisk, those are all just indicators that say they have trends leaning in their favor. And I'm going to try to find a way so I can incorporate it within the score. But this kind of helps me when I'm building lineups to if I'm debating over a couple players who I should be favoring. So Giannis, Bledsoe, and then I have Middleton as a value play. Strange because he's at 7,400, so you would think, why would he be a value play? Well, I have him projected at around 40 points and Middleton does have 40 to 50 point upside. The problem is that yeah, Bledsoe's there, Giannis is there, so it's tough to say that he's gonna go for like 45 or 50 points. Um, but I don't think 40 is out of the question, and you're looking for about 37 for him to hit 5 times value in a number 2 game. Um, so that might be reaching a little bit, but Bledsoe would probably be more of a value play in this situation because of his price, and he's projected more points. So if you're looking for a value play from Milwaukee, I would say Bledsoe. I would say Middleton's more of like a value GPP play. He's probably going to be low owned, and he's got upside. Now, New Orleans, uh, they've got the rebounds. They've got a 1.25. So typically in this spot, you want to target a superstar in one of these games where the score is low. If it's 1.25 or below, you kind of want to find a volume shooter. So Anthony Davis may not play. If Anthony Davis plays, he's coming off a rest. He's highlighted in green. It's projected 50 points. Well, he has a score of 50, so I see him getting around 50 points. But DeMarcus Cousins is the number one. If Anthony Davis doesn't play, definitely go with DeMarcus Cousins as the strongest play from New Orleans. I have him at 63.88, which is actually my highest score on the board. As you can see here, there's no one that has over 63. And they're in a number 2 game. He's got a good matchup. He's going to be matched up probably with like John Henson. And every time Anthony Davis is out, Boogie, takes off. If Anthony Davis sits out, Drew Holiday would become the number 2 option. So I just want to explain that as well. This sheet is relative to right now. So as we get closer to lock and things change, players are out, things have to be adjusted. So that's where you got to kind of make your adjustments for your lineups. I have Rondo as a value play for New Orleans, 34.54 at 5,800. So I see him hitting 5 times value. He'll be a popular play, especially if Davis sits. But regardless, Rondo's a strong play. He's been hitting value often. And he doesn't need to score to hit value. So if Anthony Davis is out, he gets a few more shots, helping it seem more likely that he'll hit value. All right, Memphis at Washington. So we'll start with Memphis. You'll see every category is lit up: rebounds, assists, 3-pointers, volume shooters. You want to find a rebounder, 3-point shooter, and a volume shooter. Tyreke Evans and Marc Gasol fit that. They're the strongest plays on Memphis, and I think they're pretty strong plays overall today. So I'm going to try to get exposure to one of these two in every lineup. Parsons is a value play. His minutes have been going up. He's at 4,400. I have him projected at 21. So I have him to 5 to 6x. Oh wait, no, my bad. My math is off. Yeah, so I definitely have him hitting 5x. I shouldn't say 6x, but I think he's going to hit 5x, especially if all those players are out for Memphis. Washington, John Wall may or may not play. You're looking for a rebounder, a 3-point shooter, assists, volume shooter. Everything has a indicator, but rebounds and 3-point shooters are where you want to lean. So Beal's going to be in play, especially if Wall sits. Gortat is actually a pretty strong play, I think, at 4,700 if Mahinmi, whatever his name is, sits. And Markieff Morris continues to play as bad as he has been. Markieff Morris could also be a sneaky play because I don't think he's that bad. He's got some upside in a decent game. I think this game will be higher scoring than people think. So don't overlook it. Clippers at Orlando. So for the Clippers, you got assists and volume shooting as what you want to really target, and the 3-point shooters as a second option. So Lou Williams is my number 1 ranked player for the Clippers. He's going to give you all 3 of these. DeAndre Jordan, he's going to get you your rebounds because Blake is out, so he'll be getting you rebounds. Austin Rivers is my top value play because he does shoot the 3 and he's going to shoot a lot, and he's been doing well with coming close to hitting value, or at least hitting value. Toronto at Phoenix. You've got Toronto is in the top tier, 5.25. You're looking for assists, a volume shooter as your primary statistics, and then 3-point shooting as your secondary statistics. So Kyle Lowry is my number 1 option. He's green. He's bold. I like him. because he contributes in both those categories, and he'll give you the 3. DeRozan's going to be a volume shooter. CJ Miles is the value play. Phoenix, they just played yesterday, but they've got all the categories lit up. I see them. So you're looking for a player that contributes here. So Warren is my number 1 play for Phoenix. 36.31. I don't have him hitting value. I have him falling under value. So he might be a good play to fade. Greg Monroe is my number 2. Assuming he plays, I've got him bold 32.94 at 5,700. So I've got him hitting 5 times value. Alex Len is a value play. Got him bold green. I have him at 26.08 at 4.9K. So I have him right over 5x. And again, if some news breaks, and here's the thing with Phoenix, just be careful because they have so many bigs. You never know who's going to sit, who's going to play. If news breaks that one of the centers aren't playing or 2 of them aren't playing or whatever, then it makes these players a little bit more favorable. If one of the 2 end up starting, obviously that becomes a stronger play. So that's kind of self-explanatory, but I wanted to explain that. Denver or Boston. Denver's got a 2.25. If you're looking for a rebounder, assist, and 3-point shooter, rebounding is a favorite here. Favorite statistic. Jokic might be back. I don't know how many minutes he's going to get at the gate, but he should be an option if you want. But I don't know if I want to go there with Denver. I really like the guards for Denver. So, like, Barton is my number 1 play. I have him finishing a little over 5 times value. Actually, almost 6 times value. Gary Harris, 5 times value. And they're both bold and green. And then you've got Emmanuel Mudiay. At 3,500, I've got him hitting 5 to 6 times value. Boston, 4.25. You're looking for a 3-point shooter and a volume shooter and assist. So Kyrie Irving is coming off a rest. He's bold and green. I got him at a 46.26. You're looking for 40 for him to hit 5 times value. So I actually have him closer to 5.5 times value. Jason Tatum at 32.43. I have him at exactly 5 times value. But I don't have any indicators like he's not bold, he's not green. There's no asterisk. He's one of those players that you're kind of reaching on, but he's got an opportunity with Horford out tonight to hit 5 times value. Aaron Baines is a value play at that price definitely isn't right. But I think he's 3,500. I don't know how that happened. But Aaron Baines 21.93 is what I have him projected. I have him to 5 times value. He's bold and green. And then so with Horford out again, he becomes a strong play. He'll probably be a popular cash play. Now the next game, as we go into the final tier, the bottom tier, OKC at Indiana. So with OKC, they're in the top tier with a score of 5. All 3 of their categories are lit up out of the 3 that they have. So assist, 3-pointer, and volume shooter. Throws Westbrook right in there. Paul George, I've got him bold. I've got him green. 46.59 at 7.6K. So I've got him hitting 6 times value, close to 6 times, I believe. Definitely 5. And then you've got Melo at 6.7K, hitting 35.89. So I have him just over 5 times value. Westbrook is also close to hitting. I also have over 5 times value. So OKC looks like one of these players, or if not 2 of them, should hit value. Assuming the game stays close. Now Indiana, they've got a score of 1, so they're in the bottom third. So when you think of Indiana, their best player or the most productive player has been Oladipo. Ironically, you're looking for a 3-point shooter, someone that's going to give you assists, and you're also looking for a rebounder. So assists and rebounds are actually the secondary categories that you want to look for. But I've got Oladipo as a top play. He's coming off of rest. He's highlighted. He's bold. At 9.9K, we need him to get 50. So I have him a little under 5 times value. But with the rest and the upside in the game, Roberson's supposed to be out. He's got some upside here. His price just went up a lot. So be careful. I don't like to play too many players in the same lineup whose price shoot up like this. Because typically when the price go up, there's going to be a point where they're going to fall off, and they're going to fall off hard. So just keep that in mind. Miles Turner, I've got him coming off of rest. The whole team is off of rest, so he's the number 2 option. I don't have him 5 times value, but he's their number 2 option. But Collison I have as the value play. He's bold and he's coming off of rest. I have him projected at 33.46 at 6K, at under 6K, so I have him about 5.5 times value. Portland at Miami. Portland, again, they're in the bottom third. The third tier, the bottom third of the teams that I like based on ranking. So all the categories are indicated. You've got the green one here under the rebounds. So this green indicator means it's the strong one. Just kind of recapping as I go, the strong category that you want to pursue. So that would kind of put like Amino in the mix. It would have been Nurkic, who I originally had in here, but I think they said he's not going to play. They ruled him out. But assist, 3-pointers, and volume shooting, that's guards. So Damian's my top play on Portland. McCollum is my number 2. I have Damian putting up 49.91, so about 50 at 9.5K. So I have him hitting just over 5 times value. McCollum at 6.8K. I have him at 37. So he's about 5.5 times value. And then Amino at 5,500 at 27.67 score. So I have Amino hitting just at 5 times value. So these are the Portland plays. Miami, they've got a score of 3. The indicators are assists and rebounds. Rebounds are the primary category we want to pursue. So that throws like Olynyk in here. But I've got Dragic as the number 1 option, just barely. 6.7K, 31.51. So his score isn't very high, but he's a top option on Miami against Damian Lillard. Lillard is, the Portland guards have been pretty stingy, so just be careful with that. I think Olynyk would be where I'd probably want to lean more if I went towards Miami, with Whiteside still being out and him being able to stretch the floor and shoot the 3. And then Tyler Johnson, he's the only one that I have. No, I'm sorry. Olynyk, I actually have 5 times value. And then Tyler Johnson, I have hitting a little over 5 times value, 5.5 at 27.54 at 4.7K. And the last game is Utah at Chicago. They've got a score of 4. All the categories are indicated. Rebounds, assists, and 3-point shooting are your primary indicators. Donovan Mitchell is is the elite play here for Utah. He's highlighted in green. He's coming off of rest. The whole team is basically coming off of rest. At 7.6K, I have him with a score of 45.16. So that's more than 5 times value, closer to 6. Rudy Gobert at 7.4K is the number 2 option. I have him at 33.61. He's been on an incline as far as with his production. So it wouldn't surprise me if he finally hit value. But at 7.5K, you're kind of rolling the dice here because I have him closer to 4K. 4 times value. And then the value plays Derek Favors at 5.1K. He would need what, 25.5. I have him projected at 31.2. So I have Favors closer to 6K. And then with Chicago, they have a 0, the bottom team. You're looking for assists and volume shooting. Again, with the bottom team, you're looking for, or bottom tier teams, you're looking for a volume shooter, most productive player. So that's going to be Chris Dunn. I have him as my highest projected player. 7.4K, 45.78 score. So that's over 5 times value, close to 6 times value. Holiday's number 2 at 5.7. I have him hitting 32.85, and David Waba at 4.6K hitting 28. So I have all these players hitting over 5 times value. Does that always happen? No. Game script happens, things happen. But typically 2 out of these 3 players on each team end up being pretty solid plays. Now with Chicago, people are going to play Mirotic. Reason why I didn't mention Mirotic is because they're getting they've got all their bigs back. You've got players that are still playing well behind them. Chicago's kind of got a deep team of mediocre players outside of Chris Dunn, who kind of stands out from the bunch. But um, Mirotic can play the power forward and small forward, but so can Justin Holiday and Dave Nwaba. And then you've got Portis, who's playing well. You've got Robin Lopez, who's getting a ton of minutes. Markkanen's back now. So I hope this helps you out. I hope this little breakdown and review kind of helps you as you make your lineups tonight. Check us out at the DFS Cave. Follow me on Twitter at Fantasy Rasta. Let me know what you think. If you have any advice, any tips, I'd love to hear it. Good feedback, bad feedback, it's cool. I'm here. If you have any questions, hit me up. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Good luck tonight, and thanks for listening.